All right, I'm Jason Sterling. Hopefully we're live as I'm speaking. I hope. We may not be. Let's see here. Let's give it just a second. Are we live yet? Okay, I'm still waiting to see if we're going to pop up here on YouTube. We should pretty quickly. We should be live. It says that we're kind of, I think it says, there we go. We should be live. It says that we're kind of, I think it says, there we go. Okay. So we are live and it looks like the sound's working just fine. Let me turn off the sound here on this little baby monitor that I call an iPhone. All right. Good morning. Good morning. It's July the 3rd here in the United States. This is my son's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday to my son. He turns 15 today. We already opened presents a little bit later. We're going to have a big birthday lunch and some cake. But in the meantime, he's playing video games, and so am I, of course. Family tradition, right? We're going to work here some more on Jack, who's here, and Ennis's home and restaurant for the new pack for Horse Ranch. This is going to be my new couple for Horse Ranch, right? They're a couple of cowboys. They live out there in, I believe it's called Chestnut Creek. Now, already I've kind of done their home here, which is kind of an apartment above the restaurant. And I did model this apartment to some extent on the apartment that was shown for The Sims 5 or the Project Renee, a little sort of teaser thing that Max has put out recently. And so I thought, hey, I kind of like the way that looks, right? Looks like it's kind of a dormer style apartment, had all these dormers, and then it had kind of, kitchen tucked in back here, kind of a little living area. And there were two guys in the apartment kind of arguing with each other. So I thought, hey, at least in the picture, right? And I thought, hey, okay, let's make a couple of guys. And this is my homage, right, to what we know about The Sims 5 so far, or Project Renee, as they're calling it. We're going to do some remodeling here. Now, already, this is pretty bare bones. Oh, one other thing I did add this bookshop. Because what I'm going for is maybe a historical area in this little town, which you'll find a lot near national parks, right? Because there's going to be a national park there. Chestnut Creek looks a lot like Utah. So this is kind of a blend of Utah, maybe New Mexico, Arizona. So we're going to do kind of a little historic strip of shops. And this one is going to be a bookstore. I made this bookstore a long time ago. It is for a build for like a Venice, Italy type of build that I started a long, long time ago. I never finished that build. I wanted to keep adding things to it as more packs came out. It was a long time ago. And I was never really entirely satisfied with it. But I do love this little bookshop, right? Little bookshop based on an actual bookshop that I saw in Venice, Italy. So I moved it over here to incorporate it into this line of buildings. Back here, we'll have another sort of little gift shop, knickknack type shop, and then kind of a courtyard for eating outside, and a whole bunch of stuff. And we're going to get to work on it, right? Because right off the bat, I had this idea. I don't really want to put the kitchen and all of this stuff in this particular room because this is going to be a sort of Adobe style room. And it felt to me like you wouldn't have a bunch of solid walls. You'd have a lot of windows or maybe French doors to let breeze through, let some air through, get some ventilation. So that didn't make sense, you'd have all these walled in spaces. And I think I'm going to put the spaces here in the middle of the old house on the first floor. It's kind of been retrofitted to accommodate them. As you can see, the whole space gives off the sort of retrofitted vibe, right? There was an old house here. I kind of imagine in my imagination that the family that owned this house maybe at some point put in a gift shop and kind of expanded maybe the living quarters on top of the gift shop for the family to live in. Again, maybe for tourists coming to the area to see the natural wonders of the West, which you should do if you ever have a chance here in the United States. Go see the natural wonders of the West. Arches National Park in Utah is absolutely stunning. It's not that far from the Grand Canyon, also absolutely stunning. None of it's very far from Mesa Verde, some historic sort of ancient historical site here in the United States, where the cliff dwellers lived and built their homes, buildings up in the cliffs. So, okay, right off the bat, first thing I do want to do is I want to take the kitchen from here, move it over here. Let's go into build mode. We'll take a quick look here. And I do kind of still need to have this here. Okay, so you're going to come through the door to go to this restaurant. Here's a host stand, right? I need a couple of bathrooms. And I need enough space to get around the bathrooms to go back here where the tables will go. So I do think right off the bat, let's put, gosh, I don't know. Let's put 2 bathrooms right here. Let's just do that. Let's just start with that. Let's put 2 bathrooms right here. And we're going to have a men's restroom and a ladies' restroom, because this is Utah. I don't know if Utah has caught up with the unisex revolution as far as bathrooms go here in the United States. Utah is a little conservative, you guys. It is the home of the Mormon religion, which I actually really like Mormons. Let me say right off the bat, that is not a slight to Mormons. Every Mormon I have ever known has been really hardworking and really nice, really, really friendly. They really have. I've worked with several here in Oklahoma, and I've always been impressed with them as far as that goes. Now, I probably do not agree with a lot of them, although there are Democrats, there are Democratic Mormons, there are Mormons that believe in gay marriage and believe in personal choice when it comes to medical decisions, various medical decisions, of course. So yeah, I mean, Mormons definitely are a very diverse group. So you can't judge them all based on sort of a stereotype. So, but that said, Utah as a whole, of course, is more conservative than certainly other areas in the United States. We're going to move that out there like so. Now, so we have a kitchen area here, a little bit smaller than the first one I built, but I think that's okay because we're going to put this here right here. And then we can have a doorway here on this one side. And the thing about the Mormons, so I don't think they have unisex bathrooms there. That's where I was going with all that. That's kind of how I got a little sidetracked there. I don't think they have unisex bathrooms there. They might. Some places might. Who knows? We're going to put our workstation there, right, for the chef to stand and prepare food. Then the waitress can come here and get the food. I think, let's grab this. I'm going to put one of these. First, let's take this out. We don't need to have a bathroom here any longer, right? Nope. And we don't need to have a bathroom here any longer either. Let's take this out. And we don't need a kitchen here any longer either. Because what I want to do is I want to have the dining area here. But the reason why I want to do that is because, again, okay, so I'm thinking this is going to have a lot of windows. It's going to have a lot of cross breeze. Maybe it was something akin to a sort of almost sunroom, like a 3-season porch, or in Utah, a 4-season porch. And so, for a gift shop, that way people could come in and it's real breezy and it's airy. And we want to keep that. I want to keep that for dining, right? So right off the bat, I'll show you here kind of where I'm angling with this. Let's see if it works. I haven't actually, let's see if it works too. I want to take these, right, from Salvadorada and put in windows like this all the way around. And then I want to open it up even further by using this sort of archway here, like so. Okay, so that's where we're headed like that, right? And then to give the area here a little weight and kind of dress it up, we're going to put some ivy hanging here, so there's something sort of built in there. And I think as well. I think for now, that's what I'm thinking. We're going to go and put some flowers up there too. I want to do a lot of landscaping here. I do want to, even though it's in the desert, I want it to look pretty lush, pretty green. If I can find what I'm looking for, pretty lush, pretty green, and a really garden-like look, right? Let's see here. Here we go. Make that a little smaller and then maybe raise it up like so. Actually, I'm going to try that with this color. Maybe this color. Let's try this one. Like that. And then we're going to grab one and put it over here as well, right? So we'll take that down, raise it up. And so then the idea is, as I said, we're going to replicate that all the way around. I guess we could go ahead and do that real quick. I'm getting a little sidetracked, but I guess we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Let's put this here. And we'll put this one down here. And we'll go ahead and take this wall out. Obviously, we're going to need to kind of redo that. I'm going to do that with a fence anyway. I'm going to redo this with a fence, not that actual pony wall. And then, can we fit a third one here? I think so. Yeah, like so. And then we'll grab, again, these archways. Put those there. And we're starting to get a feel here for, where we're going, right? We're going to have this great, open, airy dining room here. Chances are they have pretty nice weather most of the year. It might get cool at night, but you can always pull, you always close the shutters there, turn on some of those, those sort of dome heaters that you can use outside. Let's bring that up there. Because originally I was going to have kind of dining in the house part, right? Make the dining a little more scattered. But I thought, well, I want to go with a vibe here. I want to have a real feeling of a sort of touristy type of place, because that's definitely what this is, a sort of touristy type of place. And I feel like this would appeal to tourists, right? Like it would appeal to me. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Look, it's all open to the outdoors. I'm going to pull this over here. In fact, I'm going to take this all the way around now that I think about it. Let's take this all the way around, do a sidewalk all across this building. Because again, I think as an original building that would have been a gift shop, right? I think you would have had a sidewalk all the way around it. And in fact, I'm going to do a brick sidewalk. I'm going to do something kind of like this. Kind of traditional and old-fashioned. This is a historic area. So let's put in a brick sidewalk there. And one thing I might make this part of the story. I might actually make this either Jack's or Ennis's family's building, right? And the gift shop is long since shut down. The gift shop kind of went out of business. And Jack and Ennis, maybe, or one of them's inherited it, right? So they decided to come back here and kind of give it a go. Let's give it a go and see if we can make this place work, right? And they decided to go ahead and open a restaurant for tourists instead of a gift shop. And like I said, there will be a gift shop next to it. I think the idea is they rent out the other space that's on the first floor of the house to someone else. So it kind of brings in some money, independent of what they're having to bring in themselves in order to run this place. We're going to put that there. I don't know about that archway there. I think I'm going to leave it though. I mean, it seems I need some sort of entry there, and it might as well match the rest of them is kind of my thought on that. Okay, so this is kind of the outside the way it's going. Now, one thing I think too I'm going to do is lower. I think I'm going to lower these. Looking at them, and even when I did them, I thought they felt a little bit high, but they're not super high as it is, I think. So I could put it at 3 maybe and 2. Let's see. So we could do 3 and 2 along here instead of 4 and 2. I don't know why it's erasing, that molding there, but it is. Let's grab this here and put this here, here, here. Okay, so that's giving us an idea, right, of where we're headed with that. I think that's good. I do think, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that level. I'm going to leave it a little bit lower like that. And we're going to go up here and we're going to change this one as well. And what I want to do with that is reverse what's on the bottom, right? So where we have 2, I want to have 3, like so. And where we have 3, I'm talking about the height, of course. I want to have 2, right? Like that. I maybe could have left that as 4 up there, but I don't think I will. I think I am going to just leave it as 3, just like on the first floor. For now, anyway, let's go ahead and grab. Okay, so we've kind of got a little bit of a vibe going, right? We've got a little bit of a sort of look here. I'm going to see if I can make this a little bit brighter today. I think it must be cloudy here in Oasis. So that's where we're headed. Let's go ahead real quick, since we're just working here on the outside anyway. I would really like to put a fountain here, and I do have one kind of in mind. Let's see this. I think we will go ahead and put a fountain out here. I'm going to put it there. I think this is over actually kind of in, whoops, the wrong place. Let's put it here. Like that. Okay, there we go. And I also think we'll put, now that I think about it, how about, again, to kind of dress this up a little bit, let's make it kind of pretty. I want to put some of those hanging planters. What all do we have to use for hanging planters? Let's see here. We have these. Let me look at these. I think there's a blue in this. Let's maybe do a blue hanging planter, kind of right there. And then we're going to go here, here, here. And we'll put one here, 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 here. Whoops. There. There. And then maybe here. Whoops. Move that one there. This one up there. Okay, so we're going to have those out there. And I might put some other sort of planters here on the sidewalk here in a little bit, I think. I do want a very lush sort of look to it. Let's find some stucco to use. Again, this stuff works really well. We've got this stucco here from Salvadorada. We'll put sort of this gray-white stucco here on the bottom part of the building. I might change that to something warmer, but I might change it anyway just because, I'm kind of waiting until we get the pack. I just need some sort of color here so it doesn't look like drywall. as I'm decorating this place out a little bit. Go like that. Make sure we didn't miss anything down here. Up here. Okay, so that looks good. I might have to go in here in a minute and change the weather in this place just so it'll look a little bit brighter. I also kind of like for it to be sunny when I'm working on stuff, you know, I like for it to have a nice sunny look to it. Now, as far as the flooring in this particular part of the building goes, again, we're dealing with two different structures. So we have an old house structure and we have a newer sort of gift shop that had been built into the house, onto the house, and now is going to be our restaurant, our dining room. So my first thought, of course, is use this. It is very Southwestern, right? It definitely fits the feel and kind of pattern of what we're doing. But I also think, hey, you know, we could just use this because maybe they would have went ahead and done that just through the entire space. And for the minute, I'm going to use that. I'm going to stick with that. I think I like that pretty well, in fact. Let's grab ourselves something that looks a little bit more like a curb there. And I want to throw in some windows up top, and I think there are some great windows again. Yeah, right here. These are going to work perfect, right? We're just going to borrow. We're going to basically rebuild Selva Dorada right here in Utah, right? It's supposed to be Utah that's coming in the new pack. I think it's a blend of Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona. I think it's kind of a southwestern sort of blend. Make sure I've got those windows in the same spot on each side, like so. There, now that's giving us a little bit more of that look, right? Sort of a touristy little southwestern restaurant, right? We want to look a little touristy. We want to give it a more of a realistic sort of feel. Let's take a look real quick back here in the back. I do want to go ahead and let's put in a fence. Let's kind of define. Let's go ahead and define our outdoor seating because we are going to have some outdoor seating here. We'll do something like that. Like that. And like so. I'm going to turn this tree too. I'm going to turn the tree around a bit so that kind of overhangs the courtyard just a little bit there. There we go. Trying not to intersect our house and other things. We are kind of intersecting the arbor there at the moment. Let's pull that out some. Maybe we can even move it a little bit more. It's going to be kind of tight for that entry, but that's not really the primary entry to the courtyard anyway. I mean, if you're eating here, you should be coming through the restaurant, right? Let's do. I think we'll just use some flagstones here in the back. I really do like flagstones, and I don't use them very often. I don't think there's a whole lot of call for them a lot, but I think they're really pretty in real life. I do. So that'll be our flagstone kind of courtyard here in the back for people who are going to dine outside. It will need more landscaping, of course. Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and kind of do out this part of the house here in the back. Again, I just kind of want to be able to see it as it's going to ultimately look. And I don't know that I say ultimately look, I don't know that I'm actually going to keep this siding. This is what I'm using so far. I do like it. I think it has a great look to it. It looks a little new for what I was ultimately going for with this house, but it's okay because I feel like maybe it is new. maybe they went ahead and put in some new siding when they bought the place. Although the roofing I was thinking of was going to be a lot more, rougher, more like this, right? It looks kind of old, kind of weathered, kind of beat up. So at the end of the day, maybe they couldn't afford a roof, maybe to re-side the outside was cheaper, or maybe that was something they could do themselves and they installed it themselves. So it was cheaper than doing the roof. All it needs is a story. All it needs is a background story to kind of justify why did we do what we do, right? Speaking of we'll pull this here and here. And this is kind of a craftsman style house, kind of a shaker style house. I might play around with the front a little bit, though not a lot, because I've already got the inside kind of set, that floor plan done. But I might a little bit. Let's put a couple of windows here up front, like so. Since it is kind of craftsman style, though, and historic, right? Sort of a historic house, I do think we'll use something like this. Again, I'm not set on this, and I want to see what comes with the new pack. But I don't want it to match next door, obviously, because this is a totally different structure. And in a lot of these areas, this part of town is historic. So the town has not come through and it's weird. There we go. The town has not come through and just replaced everything with concrete sidewalks. They have left what was already there. And my thought is this house was the first thing in this area. Maybe that, but I'm going to say this. This house was the first thing in this area, and they did this fancy sort of tile sidewalk out here because it's kind of a nice house, especially for the era. And then later they added this, sort of touristy sort of gift shop onto the side that is now a restaurant. This is looking not too bad. So let's drop down here, see what we have on the inside. I do need some sort of flooring here. Upstairs, I've used this really rough flooring, right? Looks really old, like it's been there a long time. My thought is to kind of do the same thing in here. Maybe go ahead and just do the exact same flooring, right? At least in the areas that haven't been upgraded. Because to me, it also makes sense if you're going to redo and you're going to put in this kitchen, right? You are going to have it's not the tile I'm looking for. Let's look here. You're going to have a brand new kitchen back there. You're probably going to put in brand new tile floors for it, right? And so I'm thinking something like this, it's real washable. Probably the same thing holds true for the bathrooms. The bathrooms, I might swap out into something a little more, again, touristy, right? So maybe we'll go ahead, swap those out with terracotta. So it looks a little bit southwestern, a little bit more southwestern like you would expect as a tourist going in here. So that is kind of, I think it's getting there. It's getting where I want to be with that, I think, at the moment. Now up here, I've also been thinking, of course, when I put these windows in, now we have this wall intersecting the window. I don't want to do that. In order to move the wall, I have to move the staircase, right? So we're going to move the staircase one spot this direction. This is kind of a private staircase. So we're going to build a wall on each side. Whoops, grabbed the wrong one. I might take this part of the wall out and do a railing there. So I might do it like this, just because I think it would look a little more interesting. Let's see here, though. Also want to do stucco on this side of these walls. Trying to get the staircase to rebuild itself there. I originally knocked out the wall underneath it in order to put cleaning station under there. But now that I don't want to do that, now that I kind of want the stairwell to be solid again. Wait a minute. There we go. Is that going to work? I thought usually I could just repaint it. Maybe not. Hell, it'd be easier just to grab a brand new one. Let's see here. Put this in here. Like, okay, wait a minute. Did it do it again? Did it? It's not supposed to do that. What am I missing here? I'm going to take this out. Okay. What has it done? Let me take that out. Why is it doing this to me? I don't know. There's some sort of glitch there, obviously. What is that? What has it done? I don't know. I'm going to take this whole section. We're going to take all of this out. Look at all those things that are kind of deleting, and this has nothing to delete. Well, there's got to be something to delete. I'm looking at it. I don't know what I did. Maybe I broke it. That's weird. That's really weird. We're just going to try to force erase this thing. I don't know what I did here. But we're going to do like that, and we're going to delete the host structure. There we go. Pull that like that. That is weird. I have not seen that. It must be a new glitch. I can't imagine what I did to do it, really. But, God damn it. Okay, there we go. There's at least part of the wall. That's part of the wall. There we go. Where's the rest of it? Why is it doing? Game, don't do this to me. Anyway, okay, here's my idea. Let's skip all this because I'll just work on trying to fix it later. For now, my idea is to put a railing there. Long story short is we could have a railing there at the end, and wouldn't that be cute? Long story short, wouldn't that be cute? Wouldn't you love that? Have a nice railing there. Now, one thing I'll say right off the bat, though, is I'm getting this drawn in. And, of course, we can see part of the stair railing there. Sticking out through the wall. So I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. And we can see under the stairs for some reason as well. But at the end of the day, I can always just bring the stairs all the way across. And that's what I'll do if I have to. Thank you, game. I'm joking. Of course, it's really not that big a deal. It is not my exact vision. It's not my exact vision, but it'll work okay. And then up here on this floor, we can now go ahead and move this out of the way. So the window is not overlapped and we don't get any issues there. And we'll draw that wall back in. What? Okay, so see, I don't know. What did I do? There should be no problem here. I don't get that. I really don't get that. I don't know what's going on with this setup right at the moment. Why is it doing this? Okay, it's another thing I'm just going to work on. I'm going to have to fix it later. I don't want to spend this whole stream trying to figure out what I've done or what Maxis has done. Maybe I'll just have to rebuild the whole structure. I don't know. That's really strange. I mean, when I look at it, it's solid. I go up here. It should be solid. It should be fine. But there's definitely something that's kind of interfering based on the stairs there. And it does not make a lot of sense. It really doesn't. I don't know. I've been building for a while now. I mean, of late, because of the new pack coming out. I haven't seen this anyplace else. We're going to try sealing it. Did that work? No, that did not work either. Will half wall work? Not really. Half wall, we get just that part of it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to use our imagination that there is actually a wall there. We drop down here. And we'll grab the stucco real quick. Because we're not going to use bricks up here now, we're going to go ahead and use stucco, at least as far as the new part, the sort of southwestern building that was added onto the original house goes. We're going to do the upstairs in stucco as well, which it would have been, right? And then we will leave the rest of the house as those sort of bricks. Like that. Since the rails are sticking through the wall, and I don't think they should be sticking through the wall either. Maybe there is just some sort of glitch at the moment that is causing that. I don't know. And I think bricks can stay on the rest of it. We might put in some sort of a little more sort of something to disguise the break between those two different types. And I might ultimately decide, at least in this room, maybe I went ahead and just stuccoed over all of it so it would blend together. I mean, that would probably be the case as well. And it's not wanting to change the paint on this room. This is making me crazy. I can't believe that it's doing this. I'm telling it to change. I'm trying to paint. There it goes. Okay, now it's working. I don't know. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone with this thing at the moment. Let's grab some of the bricks, some of this pretty and plaster, and we're going to go down here. And the areas that have not been added recently, we're going to put as pretty and plaster, right? From the original house. Fingers crossed, no more issues. We'll put that there. And I figure back here in kind of this long area, naturally, what would we have? We would have, actually not that though. Naturally, we would have benches, right, for people to sit and wait for their table. That like that. This is the new area, and I might change this. I am doing it right now in that just plain white. That's just to get rid of the drywall. Ultimately, I might change it because we are doing kind of a touristy sort of setup. I might change it to look like wood or something, right? Like kind of maybe distressed wood or old wood or whatever, just to give us kind of a touristy feel. That would kind of coordinate with this plastered brick. And I might do the plastered brick. I mean, because it wouldn't be outside. It wouldn't be impossible to do that. Although it might be expensive. I'll have to think about it. Because again, these guys are kind of doing this, not exactly on a budget, but on a budget, right? They don't have all the money in the world, kind of the way I look at it. And so, they're doing it and they're trying to make a really good go of it. But yeah, they don't have all the money in the world. So they've definitely kind of got to watch what they're spending. We'll put these here for now. We'll see what new benches we have with the new. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to go ahead still once again. Let's use these because they've got some pretty pillows on it, something a little more comfortable. Like so. Okay, so we're going to have some like kind of a waiting area there. And like I said, they're doing it on a budget. That's why upstairs, what does the upstairs look like? It's a little bit rougher, right? They don't have as much money to pour into having some sort of designer apartment upstairs. Okay, so as far as landscaping goes, I do want to throw in a couple of more outdoor objects with flowers in them, stuff like that. And there's something, where is it? It's like a table kind of. It's like a table with flowers in it. I wish I could remember what pack it came in. It might have been pets that it came in. Oh, wait a minute. That's it. It was laundry day. So we're going to go in here and we're going to put a couple of these little, things here, right? Something, isn't that lovely? That's lovely. I do like that. On this side, we might actually have a table here. We'll see. And I might put, well, what would look nice there? Some stucco would look nice there. Also, maybe, where is it here? Is it, this? Yeah, maybe something like that. That's got kind of a little bit of a Southwestern vibe to it, a little bit. I mean, it's from the Moroccan pack, but the colors definitely work. And that sort of that sort of design on it does look a little sort of Navajo, a little sort of a sort of Native American nation sort of design, right? One of the original nations here on the continent. It looks a little bit like one of those designs. So I think that does work there, and it definitely kind of brightens that area a little bit. Now, when it comes to, ooh, I like that in blue. That looks good. Got that color. The yellow's pretty. I'm going to go with the blue. We're going to change all of these to blue. Like so. Because I don't want to get too much brown and wood and stuff, so let's throw a little bit of color in there. Over here, I do want to do a pot with some flowers in it, but what I'm thinking is, what could I use? What am I thinking? Let me look through here real quick. I want to take this large pot that's in my head. I know it's in a different area, but I want to stick flowers in it. And I'm not sure what flowers I want to use. To scroll through here for a little bit. Let's look at what we have. Oh, I do like those. I'm going to use these somewhere. Let's just set those off to the side. That's going somewhere. I like this too. That's going somewhere. Let's put that off to the side. So it's two things. I have found two things. Neither one of them are what I'm looking for. I'm going to use this somewhere too. I love this new little fairy house kind of build, right? I'm going to put it maybe over here by this shop. Let's put it over there. So that's three things I found. I'm doing well. I find things, right? I found some stuff here, but I need something that would work, and I'm not seeing it. I might use this somewhere too. I'm going to use this somewhere too. I'm finding stuff to use, but I'm not finding anything to put in a pot so far. There's got to be... I keep feeling like there's something I've used in the past, but I'm not seeing it here. I do want to use this. Let's use this. Let's bring this out here. Anything else? I'm running out of flowers. I'm running out of plants. So I'm not seeing. Maybe this. Maybe that. Let me grab two of those. And let's go up here and let's grab. I know where it is. It's in here somewhere. There it is. That thing there. I'm going to put this little pot here on this one side here. And then my idea is to put this inside it, right? In fact, let's put it on the grid, you guys. Move it back there. Move that inside it. And then we'll lift it up a bit, like so. There. See? So we've got like a nice little sort of topiary, right? And let's change the color a little bit. So hopefully it blends okay with that pot, at least on a sort of not super strong inspection of the pot. We could do a pot like that, and that looks really good. Let's do that. Let's grab another one of these. We're going to put it here, and we're going to put a topiary on that side too. Like that. And again, now that one worked really well, this color-wise, so I don't really want to do the same thing again. Can we do that maybe? We have that. That looks pretty good. It's not as colorful as I want, though. It does blend well to an extent. Maybe I'll just do them both exactly the same. Let's do them both like that. That's okay. Bub. And then we're going to go ahead and bring this over here, just as kind of a little plot, you know, right here. Let's make it smaller, though. Put that there. So there we go. Now we got a little bit, a little bit of design out there. I think we'll put these back in the back. Not sure where, but maybe back here somewhere. I think over here, I might put this on this side, kind of here by the bookshop. Maybe if I can get it to go on there. Doesn't want to go on there. How about now? Kind of on the corner like that, little decor. Maybe put these over here somewhere like that. I think we'll put this here. In fact, I might do two of those, one on each side. We could also maybe do a window box here, maybe. On one hand, I love greenery and I love flowers. On the other hand, I don't want to get too crazy. This is not a florist shop, right? And there is starting to get a little bit of stuff here, I think. A little bit of stuff. I don't get too overwhelmed with it. Let's see here in the back. Let's move these here. And in fact, yeah, I think I will put these here. And let's just do another group of them over here. They don't really have to use this particular station. I just put it there for realism. And maybe we'll change each of that so they look slightly different. But, well, do that. I had thought of one, I want to try to maybe this, this house back here in the back would have had an original sort of look to it and original doors out to the outside. My thought is to actually change that and make it more open, like way open, like really open. And I thought about using this. That's where I'm headed, is this, right? So we could put these sort of archways and it'd be easy to come in and out from the outside. But I also thought about just doing something kind of really big like that. And then you could really, get in here. We're going to go ahead and put the same sort of curbing on this house next door. Like that. So yeah, I'm not real sure. I do love the idea of it being way open like this, right? Like you're coming up to this little shop, you're kind of wandering around back here, maybe you wandered down this alleyway or something, right? So there's going to be kind of a little courtyard area out here with some tables, some stuff for sale on it. And, but then you've also got this shop kind of beckoning you inwards. And so I definitely do like that idea of it being wide open. And then maybe you would just have had like accordion doors to pull out to shut it off, maybe. I don't know. Now, of course, it would not pass muster as far as the historical society might go. But this area, this is a small town in Utah, and a lot of small towns don't have historical societies. They're just glad that anybody opened a business, period, and did anything with any one of the empty buildings they have downtown. So I'm going to guess that they let this one pass. The one thing I don't like about it is just not very ornate, right? It's just not very ornate. So then I think, well, let's take it out. Because looking at it, I do feel like, yeah, it's not very ornate, right? Doesn't really look that great. So, we've got something like this. I do like this from Strangerville. So we could do these sort of, doors like this, right? We could do 3 of them, or we could do 2. 1 in, 1 out, with a window here in the middle. What I really like about having a completely open space, though, like the whole thing open, is that it just is exceedingly inviting. It naturally lends itself to people just walking in. You don't feel like you're actually entering something. The interior space is part of the exterior space. So if you're in the courtyard anyway, it's just an extension of the courtyard. So from a retail standpoint, it does kind of encourage people to come on in, right? Because you're not actually kind of crossing into another space or into a shop. It's just all part of the same spot. So from that standpoint, I do like it. But I don't know if I can dress this up enough to do it. So for now, let's leave those 3 arches as they are. Yeah, I mean, for now, let's do it that way. One thing I'm thinking at the moment is that maybe it would look cool if we used the Moroccan doors there with the, with the shutters, but it might be too Moroccan. What size do those come in, I wonder? I mean, I love the idea of having shutters. I love that, right? But yeah, I think they only come in this size. So that's not any big deal, because if we want to use that door, we can just drop down here to the basement, and we're just going to grab a wall like so. We're going to put it into place. Where did it go? There again, look, it's not making the wall for me. Let's try a room. What is wrong with this thing today? I don't know. It doesn't matter. And we're just going to make it bigger, right? We're going to make it bigger. Now we're going to have access to that stuff, right? The game is kind of like, jerking me around a little bit here. Maybe there's an update coming. Let's hope. Let's pray. And then, we would be able to put this in place, right? And it looks very cool with the shutters, but I'm afraid it's just not going to be southwest, right? It really isn't southwest. It really isn't. And that's too bad. I do love those doors. I super love them so much. I think the new pack might have placeable shutters. Maybe we could make something with that. We'll think about it. For now, we've got kind of a start there of where we're going. And I might want to build out a floor here under the arbor. You kind of step up on, like a deck. So maybe, yeah, maybe a deck like that. And let's go ahead and we'll put in a foundation here, but we're going to do it with wood. For the moment, I'll tell you one thing I don't like about that is I kind of want to use this old wood flooring that we have in here, this stuff, on the deck, and that's going to look a little odd, like it doesn't quite work. Put that there. Like it should be more weathered looking. And I guess we could go ahead and just use this. This is what I've been using so far. We'll go ahead and just use that. That definitely looks weathered. So we'll leave that there. We'll put our table back in place here for sort of these outdoor sails. It did erase my fence there. Put that like that, I guess. The fence I might change on that end, maybe. Or maybe I'll just do it out from here. And then we'll put some bushes or vegetation in between these 2 points. There we go. Okay, that's not too bad. I think that's a pretty good start for this store. Now, again, I guess, thinking about it, I intend for this place to be owned by somebody else, right? It's not really owned by the same people that own the restaurant and that live upstairs. But it does seem like maybe we, in the interest of being good neighbors, right? Maybe we would have some sort of cross client sort of sales. So people from the restaurant might shop here, people shopping here might come in to eat. And if we put like a little door here or an archway, they'd have access to the bathroom is really what I'm thinking, right? And it does seem like that would be the nice thing to do, is that they would kind of share the bathroom facilities with the people who own this or who rent this shop from them, right? So you have a little door there, kind of share the bathroom. I think, though, if we're going to do cross retail, cross client possibilities, then probably an archway is going to be the best thing. And this is like real life. This is not in The Sims, because in The Sims, they don't care. They don't care if it's an archway or a door. They're going to go from place to place, or they're going to go wherever you send them, right? But for my game, I want kind of that realism of that, this kind of draws them in. It's open and they're getting ready to go eat back here and like, oh, I wonder what's in there. I wonder what's going on that side of this particular building. I'll change the color of it a little bit there. And the more I think about it, even though I do like this industrial kind of kitchen looking stuff back there in the kitchen, I might do this part where the waitresses are coming to pick up the food in that terracotta, because it looks a little more southwest. And as a consequence, I think would look a little bit more like it belongs. In fact, we might go ahead and just do the wood. Like so. See if we can throw a couple of doors in this bathroom real quick. We've got this sort of door. That's actually kind of cool. I mean, that has, again, a little bit of a sort of original nation, type of look, right? The original nations here in the United States, maybe of their sort of artwork, What kind of colors does this come in? I've almost never used this door. This was like, with the movie pack, had a whole bunch of boho type of stuff, right? Which is not normally my style. I don't normally do a lot of decorating with that, but let's face it, that has a very kind of Southwestern vibe to it, I think. It really does have that feel to me of a Southwestern vibe. So we're going to do that. We're also going to go ahead and plaster this wall, this part of the wall at least, so that it kind of ties in. And then we might do some artwork up here, some sort of decor and artwork up at the top. Those are really pretty doors. Like I said, it's not really my style. Boho is not my style typically, but there's just no denying those are really pretty doors. They look really nice. In here, we've got an archway. We're going to put in, a whole bunch of sales racks. We have this particular thing here. I thought I was going to put, I guess I thought I was going to use this for flowers somewhere. So far, I've not used it out here at all. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. I don't think I'm going to use it on this particular shop. And I'm just praying, by the way, of course, I have no idea what the lot sizes are. Like, I know there's a building downtown Chestnut Creek. I don't know what that lot size is. I'm just praying that it's at least 20 by 30, because this is a 20 by 30 lot. So please, please, please be a 20 by 30 lot so that this stuff will actually fit. If not, I can always go in and kind of lop off this part of it, then maybe make it fit that way. It does not have to have the bookstore there. I love the bookstore. It is one of my favorite builds I've done. So I do want it to be there. So hopefully it will be. One thing I'm going to look at real quick, now that I think about it, I mean, since those sort of objects from that movie pack are working pretty well, let's take a look and see if there's maybe some buffets, some display cabinets, some dressers, anything like that might work. I do like this. I think I'm going to put this outside. Let's put this outside here. Maybe it's kind of a little place where people can hang out and rest. We might even put it here maybe. Maybe the owner of the shop kind of sits out there and talks to people. If you've ever seen shops like that, where owner sons kind of sit outside, talk to people. I might put a rocking chair out there too. That'd be classic, right? Might throw a rocking chair out there with the new pack, the new rocking chair. Be pretty awesome. So we'll put that there. We've got a few chairs and stuff. We could put a couple of these chairs maybe inside. Oh, there's a table, of course. Okay, so we definitely can use this as a table, maybe here in the middle, right? Both for display and for sale. We don't have true mixed use lots, of course. This was just this particular shop. This will just be for appearance, since I intend to use this lot as a restaurant. It's just to give that sort of Cracker Barrel gift shop type experience, right? Where you've got a restaurant, the gift shop kind of attached. And as I said, the people that own this place, in this case, they're going to be leasing this particular area to someone else. That there. I like these. I always love these. I do use these a lot from that pack. In fact, the pack was probably worth it just for the number of times I've used these little hanging flowers here, to be quite honest, because I've used the hell out of them, and I use this all the time. This particular arrangement of plants I use like all the time, literally all the time. I don't think it's going to go on any of those. It's not going to auto slot. Maybe I'll move it up here a little bit, like so. Set it on here. Just might not fit really well at all, though. I guess we can leave it on the floor. Let's put it here. I might tinker with it later and set it on a table, kind of work it into place. But I do use both those so much that, yeah, it's definitely worth it. I use the movie posters a lot, too, truth be told. Put that there. And we'll move this down here. I might put some wind chimes here now that I think about it. I got to try to remember that after I get done looking through the rest of this stuff real quick. I like that stuff. Will that fit anywhere? Like go on a table? Will it go on this? It does go on this. Let's put those out there. That's very cool. Let's put a couple of different examples kind of that out here. And we'll change the color of one of them. So it's just, a lot of different sort of things we can buy. Do that one. I use this light fixture a lot too, and we are going to use it out here. We're going to put it out here on our kind of deck area in order to liven it up. Let me put a grid on this. I'm going to kind of center it in the room. One thing I might also put out here now that I think about it, even though this is an awning, we could put a ceiling fan on there. And what was the thing I was going to go look for? I already forgot. I knew I should look for it immediately. Oh, wind chimes. Okay. Before I go any further, I got to find wind chimes and a ceiling fan. I'm going to grab this real quick. Because I might want to use those. Oh, and I'm going to grab this real quick. I might want to use that too. And then I'm going to find ceiling fans and wind chimes. And let's see here. We'll put in the ceiling fan first. Is it here? It's not here. Let's not call it a ceiling fan. Let's just put in fan. Fan, bamboo breeze, ceiling fan. There we go. So we've got this one and this one. I like this one. We're going to use the standard base game here. Will it work though? That might not be, yeah, it might not work. It won't work outside because of the awning. We could put it inside though. And we are going to put it inside because you would definitely want some air kind of circulating through here. 3. I think that's centered. And I guess I could grab this light here and put it inside as well. I mean, we could use that light indoors. I'm going to change the color on it though. I want this one to be, I love the green one's one of my favorites. I use it all the time. That one's really pretty. Oh, that one's so pretty. Let's use that one. I love that. And then let's see here. What color should we make this one out here? I kind of want to do the same thing. I love that. Let's see here. I'm not going to do the same thing. We could do that one. That one looks very good. And green always works. I use green a lot, like I said. We've got those, of course. That's really pretty. Let's do that one, like so. Now, let's look for some wind chimes. I'm going to do like a wall-mounted one here. Let's do it in red, kind of up high here. Kind of grabs people's attention, right? That's a great thing about wind chimes on a retail outlet. People hear it, kind of making a little bit of noise, and they're like, oh, what's over there? They turn to look and see. I don't know if I'm going to use this. I'm going to run through the swatches here. They turn to look and see, a sort of great, oh, that one will be good. Yeah, that one's good. See, you have a great shop over there, and they want to come in and check it out. I like that. I'm going to go, with that one. I like that one a lot. And let's see here. This little guy, let's put it back over here. Actually, I kind of would like that here. Let's move this one here. And let's put this back over here. And let's put this over here. And then what kind of colors does this come in? We have, oh, I like that. Okay, so I like the yellow, I like the green, I like that color a lot too. I think I'm gonna go with that one right there. That has that sort of teal, sort of Southwest teal, right, that you see a lot, and this vibrant sort of, I don't know what you call it, fuchsia maybe, on the yellow. It feels very Southwestern to me, so we're going to go with those as far as that is. Oh, and we've got this mirror, and let's put the mirror in here somewhere. We'll put it here above this buffet cabinet. I wish it was down a little bit lower. I'm going to bring this down a little bit so they almost overlap. Don't want them to overlap, but almost. Again, with this being a retail outlet, I'm going to have to cram it full of all sorts of stuff, right? So let's do that one. And you know what? I'm going to put a series of 3. I can't. That's not how I want them. That's not how we're going to do them. I'm just getting them out here. We're going to use the tool mod. I'm going to bring them down a little bit so that we have kind of a triangle sort of setup, right? Because I don't want them in a line like that. Let's drop it down. Yeah, I want it more like that. That looks good. And then we're going to change the color so each of them come in a different color, right? Because these are all handmade. They are. They're all handmade. They're all hand painted by local citizens of, like I said, our sort of original nations here on the North American continent. So we're going to put those up, and we will change some of these colors around. Let's see, what do we have to work with? I know there was something I tried. I like the green. Let's go with the green. And that's pretty. That's pretty. All these are kind of pretty. I guess we could do kind of a pink one. The pink one is pretty. It looks really good there. I'm going to go with the red. Let's go with the red. And then we need something. We'll put some sort of lamp here on this table real quick, just because it's kind of striking me as a sort of place you would display a lamp, right? I don't I don't know what kind. Oh, this is cool. Now I do love these blooming lights. They're always some of my favorites. We could throw one of those up here. Maybe. That's a distinct possibility. We're going to put it there for now. If I don't come across something better, that's going to stay. I love the fact that it's a candle, again, because this is kind of a homemade place, right? So this has stuff that we're kind of imagining is made in the local area. So having a candle be a part of it definitely kind of fits the vibe I'm going for. So I think that's going to be a keeper. I do think that's going to be a keeper. I like that a lot. We also have something like this. We have something like this, right? But as far as that goes, we could maybe put that on a table. Well, not that table, we can't, or over here. But we could put it maybe on a table or something. Maybe. Oh, I like this. Looks like kind of one of those salt lamps, right? That you kind of see in gift shops sometimes. So let's put that out there. Color-wise, I think I'm going to leave it that color. This comes in kind of a pink. It comes in this sort of blue and green. I think I'm going to leave it, though, that golden color. Do, 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 do. I like that. I do like that. I kind of want something that feels a little bit more like a sunset. Okay, that's kind of what I'm feeling when I set that down. I'm feeling like I want something that looks kind of like a sunset. That doesn't really look like a sunset. It's pretty. I like it. Maybe more like that. Not exactly. Not exactly. But I'll tell you what, see, you know how it's got these bands of color like a sunset has? That's kind of what I'm feeling. And when I set it down, that's kind of what I thought, wow, you know, it's a little bit like a sunset. I don't see anything that's like super like a sunset, but maybe we can just go ahead and go with that for now. I'm going to leave it there. It's definitely not bad. It definitely, you know, works. It works okay. And hell, I need a ton of stuff to outfit, you know, a shop, right? I mean, let's be real. So let's go ahead and pull this rug in here. I actually did not set out to decorate this shop. I don't even know how I got in here. I'm not real sure how I got started on this thing. I mean, I want to eventually decorate it, but I did not think when I started working on the doors, I guess, or something, oh, hey, I'll just do this shop. But we're definitely getting some of our stuff in here. That looks good. Looks more southwestern, so we'll leave that there. I might make that actually a little bit larger, like so. Is it too much, though? Now that I look at it, does it clash too much? Maybe it's better a little smaller. Maybe it's better if I don't use it. I don't know. One thing I'm thinking real quick, though, working with that particular rug, is I do know there's another rug I want to use real quick. Now that I think about it, I think it's all the way down near the bottom somewhere. Ah, there it is. This one. I think that one's got a very suitable sort of southwestern vibe, and we're going to put it here under that particular piece. It does not come in any other colors, I don't believe. Nah, it doesn't. And let's grab a chair. Let's see if we can find ourselves a chair. Did I keep any of those chairs from that movie pack out here? I don't think I did. Let's grab a chair real quick to put in here. I kind of want to break free of this. I can't believe that I've kind of got myself locked into this thing here. I kind of like to get, I don't even know what I was doing otherwise, though. I guess maybe looking for tables and chairs, but I'll probably use, I definitely want to look at the new pack for tables and chairs, of course. I don't think that there's anything I'm going to use from the new pack in this restaurant, but I do want to check that out. Let's see what we've got for chairs here, see if we have something. Not that. I mean, that's almost too, I mean, yeah, maybe. Maybe if I just absolutely can't find anything else. There is stuff in the new pack I could put in here in this shop, though. Like those cowhide type of chairs. I'm definitely going to put those in here. So do I need anything else? I don't know. Maybe that. I like that. Let's do that. Again, this is kind of it's a gift shop, but it's also a bit of a thrift shop because my idea is, probably there are some things that maybe came from someone's house and they moved or somebody died or whatever, right? And so stuff just ends up here at random. And so stuff that people painted and stuff that people, made themselves, kind of local artisans, local kind of cottage industries kind of end up in here. I love the pillow on that one, but I like the wood on that one. Let's go with that. So cottage industry type stuff kind of ends up in here. So yeah, let's put that in there. And then I'm going to back out. I'm going to back out for a little while. I'll tell you why. Because I definitely want to put stuff in there from the new pack. And I don't want to fill up too much of that space. I think it's got kind of a vibe going. I mean, I do like the direction it's taking. Plenty happy with that. I want to save some room there. Let's go ahead and put maybe something out here for outdoor dining. Now, right off the bat, I kind of feel like I want to put something with maybe umbrellas for outside since we are talking the American Southwest. But at the same time, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I like well enough with an umbrella to put out there. So that could be troublesome, right? That could end up being a problem. We've got, stuff kind of like that. There are a lot of swatches here. They're all plain, but there are definitely a lot of swatches here. See, I just really don't like it though. It's fine for kind of limited uses. It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's just not, it's not at all what I'm looking for, to go with sort of what I feel like the trailer is showing us this local place is. The trailer is showing us a kind of specific image. And while it, you might variate from that a little bit, sure you would, because people are personal and individual and they kind of do their own things. I don't think we're going to get too crazy with it, right? We don't want to get too far off. And all of stuff like this to me looks way too suburban. It looks like something that goes around a swimming pool, right? Not something that you're going to eat lunch at outside. Now, this would be a great table. I do like that as a table. And this is great. I like that. But again, I don't like the shade on it. I guess if I saw, maybe that. Maybe. It's okay, right? It's okay. It's okay. I wish the green was a little more vibrant. It was a little more intense. I do like the color of the table on the bottom, that sort of bronzy color instead of black or white or gray. For now, I'm going to leave that there as a contender. We're going to think about that. I really do love this table. If I decide that we're not going to do an umbrella, this is the table I'm going to use, I think. Barring there being something in the pack to use, because I might, if there's something great in the pack, we could go with that. Let's take a look at this table. Again, there's nothing wrong with these swatches, and I've used that table before, but I don't think for this particular application. I would love to be able to put a larger dining table out here. I don't want it to dominate the space, though. And I also don't like any of those umbrellas on it. So that one's a no. We've got this, and I do kind of like this umbrella and table setup. See, it's got these pretty flowers on it. It's not exactly Southwestern, but that is a little bit more, with these sort of like desert rose and desert purple kind of colors. Again, looks kind of like a sunset, like sunset colors out west. What did I even do with that swatch? Where is it? What did I do with that swatch? Where is it? There it is. That was a swatch. So maybe we could do those. I don't love it, but we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it and I'm going to think about it. I'm going to leave that too. Let's move it up there though. Does this not come in a smaller table? I guess it doesn't. Is that the thing too? It doesn't come in a smaller table. I don't see a smaller table with it. That's from the backyard pack. Let's filter by the backyard pack and make sure I'm not missing it. Because maybe if I could do it in both smaller tables and the larger table, and then it would kind of tie together, it would be okay, right? It would be okay. But it does not. It comes only in the larger version. So I'm a bit of a loss to... It does have nice matching chairs. It does have nice matching chairs, though. I'm going to go ahead and leave this out here for now. And hopefully, over time, I might come to kind of appreciate it, right? Maybe. Let's move it down here a little ways, like so. So if I do that table, that's the thing I don't like. Here's the thing I don't like. I do this table, I have these chairs. You're going to expect at a restaurant things are going to match, right? And this does not match this. Does it have a purple? It does have a purple swatch in white. Now, in reality, putting those metal chairs around that is a fool's errand, right? Because it's going to be boiling hot in the middle of the afternoon on those chairs. But for the moment, I'm going to put it there, and I know that the Sims won't care. So for the moment, I'm going to put it there while I'm kind of thinking this through my head here and seeing if we have any. What other options do we have? We just don't. We just don't have any other options here. Okay, so we've got this. Does it come in purple? Kinda. I'm spending way too long on this particular thing, really, I think. Okay, so here is the deal. For now, we're going to go ahead and put this here. Let me come around this way so I can see what I'm doing better. And I am going to go ahead and center it in the middle of the courtyard. Like so. We're going to take these particular chairs away, I think. Wait a minute. Let me do this. Let me keep one of them just in case. I have not decided. Keep one of them just in case. And instead, we're going to put these chairs around them. And I'm going to see if these chairs come in a green that matches the green, like a green cover that in any way, shape, or form works with that. And it really doesn't. We could do blue maybe. But again, you know, blue with those, right? That's not too bad. I don't like the color of the table underneath it. I wish the table would have stayed brown. I don't know. I may just be making it too hard. I don't think the Sims are going to care that much. Sims themselves. Let's just go with that for now. Something else might be in the pack. Something else might come to me in the long run. I don't really need a whole bunch of tables out here. I think I'm going to just do 3. just for an idea. Now, in reality, if this was like, a touristy sort of restaurant, it'd probably be packed full of tables out here. But we're not going to need that many. The game's not going to generate that many diners. And if it did, probably it would so overwhelm the mechanism that the whole thing would just lock up anyway. So we don't need to worry about that. We'll put that out there. That looks pretty good. I'm not unhappy with it. I'm going to just call it good and just kind of go with it. I don't think I can't put a fence line. I wish I could put a fence line out here. I can't do that. I do need some sort of path around there. I'm going to think about that, though. Let's go in here into the interior room. We could use these in here in the interior, maybe. I don't think I'm going to, but we could. Because I kind of like the tile top on those. That does sort of speak to the image we're going for, but also there's a tile top table now that I think about it. Here with the dining room tables. That will be perfect for this. In fact, let me find it here. Yeah, where is it? Let's see here. We've got this sort of thing too. Maybe. We're going to think about that, but I'm actually looking for, I know it's in here. It probably isn't. It's probably something from The Sims 3. And I'm probably just remembering it, thinking that would be perfect. And it's not, but it has to be in here. Surely it is. Surely I'm not thinking incorrectly. This would also maybe work from Salvadorada. Where is it here? Okay, I know it's got to be in here. I'm just missing it somehow. Because we got like sort of that Spanish stuff update, right? We got this sort of Spanish stuff update. Well, maybe we didn't. Oh, come on. I know we did. There it is. That's it. I just couldn't make it out. It looked kind of different to me than I thought it was. That's it. Right there, right? With these tiles on it. And it looks really good. And I really, really like it. Especially like that version there. And that's so cool. I love that. I like that version. We could do a whole bunch of different colors in here. In fact, now that I look at it, because why not have kind of a little bit of a crazy mishmash sort of interior? That's actually what I'm going to do. So we're going to take this. I might still want that somewhere. We're going to save that. We're going to put that in here in this room. And then I'm going to take this out. And I'm going to take this out. And we're going to, I wish this came in a smaller version. Maybe I spoke too soon erasing that round table. But it's just not very bright. It's just not very, it's not as southwestern, right? Even though I do like the tile top on it. Let me look real quick and see what we have for a smaller table. I don't want it to all be 6 top tables. That's for sure. So we either need to find something smaller with a tile top, something that's going to tie in with the rest of the decor, or we need to find something maybe with a tablecloth, perhaps, or a painted top that would work as well. And so we do have some sort of tabletop tops. We have this, right, from the Paranormal Pack. Let's see. Let's just grab it and set it out here. See, now that's really pretty. And I do think that's kind of southwestern, and it does feel like New Mexico to me. So what other swatches do we have for it? We have a couple that will work, I think. I think that could work. That definitely works. Yeah, maybe. Definitely, maybe. Okay, so we've got a couple of great swatches there that will work for that. The other kind of tablecloth table we have is this one from Cottage Living. Let's see what kind of tablecloths we have on it. So we have a bunch of stuff. Now, there's nothing wrong with these. I actually like this table a lot. I don't think any of these are really going to work. That kind of would, with the sort of southwestern vibe I'm going for. So we're going to wait. We're not going to do that one. So far, this one's winning. So far, that one is winning. I think we're going to end up sticking with it. I don't see much else. Christmas, no. And then we get into the larger tables and we're kind of out, right? We're kind of over it. So let's go ahead and see if we can find a chair here. Unfortunately, this one's going to have to go. Now, one thing I think I might do with this, I might move it down here to this area. I have not decided exactly how I'm going to do these particular stairs here, right? But one thought I have is to like extend this out and create a raised platform there. I shouldn't get started on this. I'm going to end up wanting to, build this whole damn thing out. But what I want to do is build this up, right? So I want to have a raised platform like this, and that, and that. And maybe like this as well. So we've got a set of steps going up here to this shop, and then there's also going to be kind of a little area out here where maybe you can sit and read one of the books you just bought, right? Maybe sit and read, kind of hang out. I'm going to put a little fence around it, of course. We're going to put that there. Put the tile surround around it. I thought there was something on the bottom of the tiles that was not gray. And it's supposed to have a color. Maybe not. Let me take a look here. See what we got here. Why did it not bring up? No results found. Let's go this route. Here we go. So no, I guess it does just have kind of a plain color at the bottom there, that plain gray. But there are other colors like that, right? So maybe we go ahead and do this and we just change the rest of these to match. Now we could put like, this little thing here maybe, or we could put it up here. I don't want to take up too much room with planters is part of the deal. I'm going to set this over here for now on the ground. Set that there. Because I do want to bring this up here, and I want to maybe put a couple of tables up there, maybe a table for 4, maybe a table for 2. I don't know what I did with the chair. I lost the chair somewhere, but we're going to go ahead. Oh, hey, hello. Did you just send that? Okay, good. I didn't miss it. Listerity, everybody, is my son, by the way. Oh, lunch is almost ready. Okay, how much ready is it?
You said about like 10 to 15.
Okay, I'll start to wrap up here in a little bit. I was in the zone, Lori. You're right. I definitely, I get into thinking about this stuff, and it's just kind of a train of thought, right? It's just this continuous train of thought that I get lost in, and it leads from one thing to another, to another, to another. Of like, oh, wait a minute, if I do this and I could do this and then I could do this and this would look really good there. And if I put, it's really easy for me to slip into that. But today, I don't know if you were here earlier, but today is my son's birthday. So we are getting ready to have kind of his birthday dinner, and it's almost ready. We opened presents earlier today, and we're going to have cake, of course, and a nice dinner. He wanted corned beef and cabbage, of all things. My son does love corned beef, and he does love cabbage, and he wanted corned beef and cabbage for his birthday dinner. And a coconut cake. All of it sounds really good. I'm starving right now. I've not had breakfast yet today, and I really am hungry. I'll be ready to eat. That's for sure. For his birthday, no, he's not cooking his own meal. Actually, his other dad is cooking a meal for him today. And that's why I was like, well, how much further, how much longer do you think it'll be, before I need to be downstairs to eat? Let's put that there. And I think I'll leave this open so you can step up from there onto that particular area. For his birthday, I'm actually going to take him to New York City. Now, we're not going to go right now. His birthday's today. We won't go till August. He and I are going to go do Pokemon Go Fest. He has been wanting to go do that for a long time. And while we're there, because he does love corned beef and cabbage, while we're there, we're going to have a Reuben, right? A New York Reuben. We have Reubens locally too. And sometimes we make Reubens here at the house. But we're going to go have a real Reuben in New York. So that's one of the things I'm most excited by. Let's put in a table here and a table here. I think we'll go ahead and put a table over here as well. Yeah, like so. I'm going to change the colors on those. Those will not remain the same. We're going to put a table there, and we're going to put one here, I think, kind of in the middle, like that. Again, if we're talking about a real restaurant, a real tourist restaurant, right, there'd be tons of tables, you know, kind of patched in all over the place. With this being The Sims, we don't need that intensive of dining. We don't need that intensive of a use. I might put a fountain here now that I think about it. We'll move this here. Maybe not. Probably put those there. I do want to put a little table over here though as well. Little table for two, another little table for two here. So I have a couple of little tables for two. I'll have a table for six, table for six, table for six, tables for four. And it does kind of make sense, I'm going to say, to have a lot of tables for six. Again, this is a tourist place, and you're going to have a lot of people coming in, a lot of families coming in from out of town, right? You're going to have a lot of people coming in as groups, right? So you're going to need more larger tables. It's kind of what I feel like. It's kind of my feeling on it. That might be kind of cute in here for our kind of courtyard theme. I do think it's sweet. I'm really excited. I have a lot of air miles, thank God. I have a lot of air miles, and we're going to fly out. We're actually going to fly out on Saturday, the 19th of August. We'll spend the night. We'll get up on Sunday, do the event all day Sunday, and then fly back on the 21st, which is Monday, the 21st of August, to get back home. Nolan is actually already started school by that point. So we can't be gone much longer. Can't do a true New York trip, right? Like a full New York trip. So we're just going to do that event. That's all we're doing. We're going out there. We're going to tear it up. And we're going to, live crazy for, 48 hours, I guess. Live crazy for 48 hours. And just really have a good time of it. I can't wait. I'm super excited. Now, he's really excited because he's always wanted to do Pokemon Go Fest, right? The Pokemon Go Fest. I also like Pokemon Go. He and I play it a lot. And so I'm excited too, but probably not quite as excited as he is. He's really over the top. Do that one. And I might change this one too. I'd like that to be a little more vibrant. What else do we have? We have that. Let's do that. That looks good. We'll see if we can find some chairs here to tuck in. What I'm going to do is put some real quick as well. Again, there goes that train of thought thing again, where it's kind of like it sort of just, grabs a hold of me. I think I lost a bunch of this stuff from the bookshop. All of this stuff was on the walls in the bookshop because it was very worn out and very old. I based that bookshop, by the way, I'll say real quick, this bookshop, I'm going to put a bunch of this distressing back in place. This bookshop is based on a real bookshop I saw in Venice, Italy, and it was called the most beautiful bookshop in the world, and it truly was. It was such a great place, and it was just crammed with stacks and stacks and stacks of books, and they were all kind of pretty much elevated up because it flooded, right? It had flooded, and he'd taken gondolas. I don't have gondolas in The Sims 4. I had this, right? But they'd taken gondolas and put a gondola up on these tables and filled it full of these books. And the idea is you just went in there and you just dug through all of these books, and there was no rhyme or reason. There was no organization to it at all, right? But it looked gorgeous. It had this beautiful courtyard out front. I'm going to try to do it in sort of a Southwestern fashion, but it had this beautiful courtyard out front. And in the back, it had this little kind of walled-in courtyard on the back that backed up to one of the canals. And they had built, again, out of books, entirely out of books. Now, I'm building it Sims style, so it looks like it's built out of books. You could walk up the books to this sort of like balcony built, again, out of all of these books and look over the edge into to see like the canal back behind and the boats and the gondolas going back behind. It was so cool, so awesome. I really, really loved that place. Now, when I moved it over here, the books got kind of a little wonked out. I got to fix some things up because originally this was a whole wall of books. But I'll get to work on it. I'll get it fixed up. It does have stairs underneath here. You can just see them right there, right? So I'll have to fix that up, make sure the books kind of cover the whole thing as much as possible, and give us that sort of feel of the most beautiful bookshop in the world. It truly was. I loved it. That place, it was so amazing, Lori. It really was so amazing. I haven't been back to Venice since then, but if I go back, that's one of the first places I'm going to. I hope it's still there. I hope it exists literally forever. It was so wonderful. It was so beautiful. It just had this great, City of Venice is pretty magical anyway. And to wonder, we just found this bookshop by chance too. I was trying to take a shortcut, and I know the city pretty well. I have been there several times. And so I thought, I think we can cut through here to get back to St. Mark's Square, and it's going to be a little bit faster than going the kind of roundabout way that we had ended up to this one church and plaza. And so I'm like, let's cut through here. And right along that path, there's this like the bookshop, and it just pops out like magic. And it was so beautiful and so stunning. And I was like, well, we have to stop, son. We have to stop here and check this out. Let's take a look. And of course, he really wanted to. I wish I had pictures right now with me, but he wanted to stop too because he thought it also looked super, super cool. And we get in there, and there was like some kittens in there. So of course, my son, who at the time had just turned 9, still today actually too, he and I both like, oh look, there's kittens. Kind of. They weren't nursing any longer. They were weaned, but they were still pretty little. A couple of them kind of running around that shop. And so it was fun. This is a really great sort of magical day, magical moment. One of those moments you don't expect that kind of defines life. And despite, seeing like a lot of really, really cool stuff in the city of Venice, things that are just thousands and thousands of years old or whatever, that was like one of our favorite, that place. We're going to move this a little bit like that. We're going to pull this a little bit like that, so they're not so close together. I'm going to change the chairs around, I think. I'm going to not use the same color. I mean, that's what I'm thinking right now, is not to use the same color for every table. But here's the other thought with that. Because the tables are all different colors, right? If we use the same color chair, it does provide a sort of visual cohesiveness for the eye, so that when you walk in, it does not feel entirely chaotic. It does not feel entirely like a mess, right? So I might just leave them. I hear my son yelling, so I might just be getting ready to finish this up. Am I finishing? I am correct. That's my son. Okay, so what can I say? If you're watching this archived version, or you're watching right now, I know Lori is subscribed, but if you're the other person watching right now, please feel free to hit like, subscribe, and notify. We will be working on this some more later, of course. Maybe even later today. I'm having a good time with this. I'm really in the zone on it. I'm really, really digging it. But yeah, so please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And in the meantime, Lori, I will tell him happy birthday, of course. I will indeed, and let him know that you said so. And in the meantime, as always, no matter when you're watching, thank you